in a dress he bought her. She wouldn't care if he walked in and caught her. She's come to dance a dance or two and do no telling what by the time the night is through. She found out the hard way about him. She's out to find out how she'll do without him. Her hands are shaking, her heart's pounding by the way she's drinking. His memory's drowning. She's not the cheating kind. She's been cheated one too many times. Oh, she's never fooled around. He's still lying, she's through crying. She's not fooling now. She walks by and every head turns. You can see how hot her fire burns. He didn't know what a good thing he had. Well, it's too late, and that's too bad, 'cause she's not the cheating kind. She's been cheated one too many times. Oh, she's never fooled around. He's still lying, she's through crying. She's not fooling now. Oh, she's not the cheating kind. She's been cheated one too many times. Oh, she's never fooled around. He's still lying, she's through crying. She's not fooling now. Oh, she's not the cheating kind. She's been cheated one too many times.
Ice Cube, motherfucker. West Coast, motherfucker. George Bush, George Clinton, Bill Clinton, Chris Farley, Chris Rock, Bob Marley, Rick James knew how to throw a party. Snoop Dogg, all the way to Cheech and Chong. Cypress Hill, Robert Downey hit the bomb. Ricky Williams, fuck how Miami feelin'. This is West Coast nigga thinking. California quicksand got a nigga sinking. I can give a fuck what you niggas drinking. This is West Coast nigga thinking. California quicksand got a nigga sinking. I can give a fuck what you bitches drinking. If you a baller, nigga, I'm a Hall of Famer. Lion tamer with 2 4-5 flamers. Understand that your life's in danger. Did your mama tell you not to talk to strangers? Little nigga, I'm the hillside strangler. Have a banger, calling for the Long Ranger. Most rappers, they wanna fuck singers. I'm a nigga that wanna own Topanga. swine. I'm your face rearranger in a mansion, cause Jesus born in a manger. Motherfuckers belong on Jerry Springer. I'm a gangster, up in your CD changer. I'll gank you for $20, then I'll thank you. Police, still get the middle finger. This is West Coast nigga thinking. California quicksand got a nigga sinking. I can give a fuck what you niggas drinking. This is West Coast nigga thinking. California quicksand got a nigga sinking. I can give a fuck what you bitches drinking. Little niggas, don't try this at home. Mama in the bathroom, leave her ass alone, cause she probably taking chronic straight to the dome. Go play your little fucker, stop being grown. Dave Chappelle, 50 million and a throne, with a big Zulu bitch nigga getting blown. Watch your tone, if you wear copper tone. Go back to Africa, used to be a theme song. I'm in the zone, do anybody got a zone? I ain't your papa, but daddy is a rolling stone. Use a clone, who don't know the shit you on, unless it's on a motherfucking ringtone. I'm in the throne, with 2 bottles of Patron. You need a loan, to fuck with the family stone. Nigga gone, tell him Ice Cube is home. Gorilla niggas, here come King Kong. This is West Coast nigga thinking. California quicksand got a nigga sinking. I can give a fuck what you niggas drinking. This is West Coast nigga thinking. California quicksand got a nigga sinking. I can give a fuck what you bitches drinking. Ice Cube, motherfucker. West Coast, motherfucker. Smoke some weed.
As life goes on, I'm starting to learn more and more about responsibility. And I realize that everything I do is affecting the people around me. So I want to take this time out to apologize for things that I've done and things that haven't occurred yet, and things that they don't want to take responsibility for. I'm sorry for the times that I left you home. I was on the road and you were alone. I'm sorry for the times that I had to go. I'm sorry for the fact that I did not know that you were sitting home just wishing we could go back to when it was just you and me. I'm sorry for the times I would neglect. I'm sorry for the times I disrespect. I'm sorry for the wrong things that I've done. I'm sorry I'm not always there for my sons. I'm sorry for the fact that I'm not aware that you can't sleep at night when I am not there, because I'm in the streets like every day. I'm sorry for the things that I did not say, like how you are the best thing in my world, and how I'm so proud to call you my girl. I understand that there's some problems, and I'm not too blind to know all the pain you kept inside you, even though you might not show. If I can apologize for being wrong, then it's just a shame on me. I'll be the reason for your pain, and you can put the blame on me. 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 Said you could put the blame on me. Said you could put the blame on me. Said you could put the blame on me. You could put the blame on me. I'm sorry for the things that he put you through, and all the times you didn't know what to do. I'm sorry that you had to go and sell those bags, just trying to stay busy till you heard from dad, when you would rather be home with all your kids as one big family with love and bliss. And even though Pops treated us like kings, he got a second wife and you didn't agree. He got up and left you there all alone. I'm sorry that you had to do it on your own. I'm sorry that I went and added to your grief. I'm sorry that your son was once a thief. I'm sorry that I grew up way too fast. I wish I would've listened and I'd be so bad. I'm sorry that your life turned out this hand that she was dealt, for the embarrassment that she felt. Just a little young girl trying to have fun. Her daddy should never let her out that young. I'm sorry for clubs and getting shut down. I hope they manage better next time around. I was out to know she was underage, in her 21 and know the club they say. Why doesn't anybody wanna take blame for rising back out, disgracing my name? I'm just a singer trying to entertain. Because I love my fans, I'll take that blame. Even though the blame's on you, even though the blame's on you, even though the blame's on you, I'll take that blame from you. And you can put that blame on me, and you can put that blame on me. You can put that blame on me, and you can put that blame on me. And you can put that blame on me. And you can put that blame on me. comes calling, and negativity lies. Cold, cold heart, heart done by you. Something's looking better, baby, just passing through. And it's no sacrifice, just a simple word. It's two hearts living in two separate worlds, but it's no sacrifice, no sacrifice. It's no sacrifice at all. Mutual misunderstanding after the fact. Sensitivity builds a prison in the final act. We lose direction, no stone unturned, no tears to damn you when jealousy burns. Cold, cold heart, heart done by you. Something's looking better, baby, just passing through. And it's no sacrifice, just a simple word. It's two hearts living in two separate worlds, but it's no sacrifice, no sacrifice. It's no sacrifice at all. Cold, cold heart, heart done by you. Something's looking better, baby, just passing through. And it's no sacrifice, just a simple word. It's two hearts living in two separate worlds, but it's no sacrifice, no sacrifice. It's no sacrifice at all. No sacrifice at all. No sacrifice at all. No sacrifice at all. No sacrifice at all.
Well, you seem upset. You seem to be getting more upset by the day. You did all this to yourself. Every time somebody like me had something to say, you said, "Oh, hush. You're fine. Hush. Quit crying and hush." Okay. So we quit crying. And we hushed. And we figured it out. And in the process of doing that, we stopped giving a fuck about a lot of things. Namely, deporting 2-year-old children back where they belong with mommy in Honduras. It's funny that you seem to think that people can come here illegally, pop kids out, and the kid's an American citizen. Yeah, that's what the founding fathers meant by birthright citizenship. That's what they meant. That's what all of it meant. I'm a retard, and I got to play retard like you. No, I don't. That's not what that's for. That's not what that's for. And Trump said, how about nah? How about nah? How about nah to that? And that's what we voted for, by the way. The approval ratings are down. The approval rating is down. Hey, how's that Democrat Party approval rating? Trump's at 39%. Hey, where are you at? Oh, 27%. Oh. 27% in a rigged poll. That's rigged to make you look good. And they can only get you up to 27%. Remember how you had a bunch of polls said Kamala was going to win? She was up 11 points in Iowa, all these things. Remember all that? Hey, nobody believes you. I know you're struggling with that. I see you on X all day. Allow me to help you. You keep asking all these questions. Allow me to help you. Allow me to answer some of your questions. Because I see them every day. How can you be wanting to deport rapists? By the way, I don't know who would be against deporting a rapist. See, this is the problem with the left. There's no common ground. You can't find common ground with people that literally, you look at them and you say, all right, we can agree to deport a rapist, right? And you're thinking when you say it, now we're going to find some common ground here. And if we can get the rapists and the murderers and the gangbangers out of here, that's a win. Remember that? Do you remember that? Do you remember all those debates you had with me? Where I tried to find common ground with you, and I said, well, let's get rid of the criminals, let's get rid of the really bad people, and then we can have a discussion about the good people. Nah, you didn't want to do that. You didn't want to do that. And then you won the election in 2020, and you opened the border wide open, and you was clowning everybody while you were doing it. You were laughing. You were like, we won. Fuck it. You was dancing in the street and shit. You was really smug about it. And remember, if you're a little confused by the way I'm acting, remember what I told you before the election. I'm going to win, and I'm going to act just like you. So if you don't like how I'm acting like you. You seem upset by that. You seem upset that I'm acting just like you. Well, imagine how I felt. Imagine how I felt. And I told you that the tables were going to turn. And I told you I was going to act just like you. And you did this. So now we're to a point where we just got to deport all of them. And the 2-year-old went with their mother. You know what I mean? They're acting like we just sent a 2-year-old to the middle of a desert or something. It's silly. The mother took her kid home, okay? Well, it's an American citizen. No, it's not. No, it's not. They're not an American citizen. Sorry. No, that's not how it works. But the judge said, we don't care. We don't care. Do you not understand that yet? We ain't talking about paying off people's debt or this or that. We're talking about deporting illegal aliens. And you all think you're going to take your activist judges and use them to go, nah, you're not doing it. You ain't, we don't care. We broke the glass. Don't you understand this? How many times I got to explain this to you retards? We broke the glass. In case of emergency, break glass. We felt we were in an emergency, so we broke the glass and elected Trump again. It doesn't mean that we think Trump is some holier than thou figure who has all the answers and he's not going to make any mistakes. No, no, no. It means we took the only option we had. The building was on fire. Men with guns were, it was like insane. The building was on fire. Men with guns were rushing in. It was like all kinds of crazy shit was happening. And we were like, holy shit, break this glass. It says break in case of emergency. And we broke it. And Trump came out. And he had a whole team of people with him. He had people putting the fires out. He had people arresting the people with guns. Trump's got a whole team. We broke the glass to install a team of crazy we got our own crazy motherfuckers. Don't you understand it? You got a bunch of crazy motherfuckers. We went and got our own. We got crazy ass RFK. We got crazy ass Elon. We got crazy ass Trump. We know they're crazy. We know. We know. That's a big reason we voted for him, retard. You got your con men. I got mine now. I went and got me some con men. If I gotta live under a con man, I'm gonna go get my own. How about that? I'm not gonna live under your con man. I'm gonna live under mine. I'm gonna choose my con man. Hey, you want to deport rapists, but you elected a rapist. Nobody believes that he's a rapist. Nobody believes you. Just because you say stuff don't make it true. Just because you get your faking faggot ass courts to do some bullshit. We all know it's bullshit. We watched it. We watched it. Where was the evidence? Where was the evidence of all this raping? Me a fucking break. No, because there's tons of people that walk in there with guns all the time. I saw a guy with a gun today. I see guys with guns every day walking around. It's nothing new. It's nothing odd. So, like, I mean, there'd just be a shootout. Because at any given time, there's probably all kinds of people carrying in that store. Sometimes you see them just on the hip. But I bet there's a lot of concealed carry too. I bet there's just a lot of guns in there at all times. So I'm not too worried about guns. I know I'm surrounded by them. I know they're everywhere. Even if I can't see them, they all kinds of guns. I don't live in Canada. I have no thoughts. Canada better do what it's fucking told. What's Canada going to do without us? It's like, oh, they're going to join with China. Yeah, I bet. I bet they want a real hostile relationship with the country directly below them, which happens to be the most powerful military in the world. I bet that's what they want. It's not just some bullshit for an election, just a bunch of rhetoric because it's an election. No, they're serious about that. They're gonna have all out war with America. Oh, they're gonna go all out. Give me a break. Your country's a dump. It's a dump. They keep crying about tariffs, and the only tariffs that are on China. I see the funniest posts too. Well, the price on bullshit trinkets is gonna go up. That shit they buy, all that bullshit they buy on like Temu and shit that nobody needs. Ain't nothing on Temu that you need. You know how I know? Because I've never even got on it. I've never bought anything from it. I'm fine. I'm doing just fine. You don't need, you'd be surprised with how, this is what I'm so happy about how my life went last year, because I've been so low that now there's just tons of stuff I don't need, and I don't buy it, and I don't care. And I know it bothers other people that come over. They're like, well, you don't have this, I don't need that. I don't need to go buy that because it's unnecessary. It's just bullshit. Bullshit trinkets. The price of bullshit trinkets is going to go up. The price of Amazon stuff's going up. God, Amazon. Oh, God, Amazon. You shouldn't be buying a bunch of bullshit anyway. God forbid y'all stop buying bullshit. God forbid you just stop spending money on complete fucking unnecessary shit. God forbid that happens and you save more money. Oh my God, the horror of that. The horror of that. I thought of something today while I was stocking shit. I don't know why I've never thought of this before, but it just hit me today that the liberals every day keep saying the prices are going up. The price of food is going up. Price of food's going up. Price of food's going up. Can anyone name a specific item in the store that's went up since Trump's been president, besides eggs, which we know what happened with the eggs. We know all the details of the eggs. And they're going down. They dropped $1.50 in the last couple of weeks. Seen it with my own eyes. What's going up in the store? What's going up? What did Trump do that's it's going up? Food, not bullshit trinkets. I'm talking food. It's more important, food and gas. And the rent and all that. That's more important than trinkets. Little trinkets. Gas is below $3 around me. Remember Joe Biden had it at like $5. And we're just supposed to forget that. See, you got to stop forgetting things. They count on you not remembering anything. When you see that gas at like 270, whatever, and you're like, God, I wish Trump would get it down to like $1.90 or something. Just remember what Biden had it at. And the only reason he got that price to go back down is he started draining the emergency reserves. He was draining them. Insane. It's actually insane. That's true. Everything's already sky high. So it's like, well, unless it really starts going up even more, nobody really cares. Everybody's used to it. See, they're trying to go, oh, the grocery prices haven't went down. Yeah, but here's the problem with the tactic you're trying to use right now, where you're like, well, Trump hasn't got the prices down. Okay. Now that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Here's the problem you face, though. You're the one that got him up in the first place. So this idea that we're all retarded, and even though, let's say Trump doesn't get the prices down, does that mean we're going to vote Democrats? Does that mean we're going to elect the people who got the prices up in the first place? If Trump can't get the prices down, but he doesn't make them go up, then you just got to go, well. But you can't go back to the people that got them up to that level that they're at in the first place. You can't go back to them. That doesn't make any sense. To believe that the voter is going to vote like that would you have to believe that majority of the country is completely fucking retarded, because you got to be retarded. These people voted against Democrats because of the economy and the border. The Democrats have no answer for how to fix the economy. They're just crying. They offer no solutions. And they're the ones, they're the ones that fucked the border up. They're the ones that fucked Trump's doing it on the border. And that was one of the top two issues. And he's succeeding with the border and the deportations. People like that. I'm telling you right now, people like the fact that Trump is like, fuck these judges, we're getting these people out of here. Because that's what they voted for. And that's leadership. That's real leadership. You're seeing a real leader. And people like that. Hate to break it to you. I don't believe 39% approval. I don't believe it. Because Trump is succeeding on one of the big issues that he ran on. And the economy is the economy. And it was already like this. Trump hasn't made it worse. This idea that he's made it worse. Like, what are you talking about? It's not worse. I'm not seeing prices and going, holy shit, it went up $2, $3. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing anything going up. I'm seeing things going down, actually. There's a thing they do where I work where they take the price, the previous price, and they put a sticker under it. Oh, here's a new price. So you see the difference. You see, I always dropped 30 cents. Now, why did it go down 30 cents? Fuck, I don't know. But there's a lot of shit like that has went down. Some dude was like, on Twitter, he goes, well, not according to the data. Well, I don't give a shit about the data. I work in a grocery store. I see food prices all goddamn day. And I see shit that's went down. I've personally watched eggs drop $1.50 in the last couple of weeks. I know what the price of a dozen eggs is. It's $4.49. It was $5.99 a few weeks ago. The stock market's not going to crash. All those stocks are going to go back up. That Tesla stock's going to go back up. I seen Damon Dash made a video and he was like, that Tesla stock's going to go right back up because people are going to forget about it. People are going to move on. They're going to forget all about it. Like Tesla's got shit coming out like robo taxis or some shit. I'm telling you, liberals are going to look real stupid by the end of the year. I'm telling you. If you want to sit here and cry and shit all over Trump, you go right ahead. You do that. But there's a reason I'm not doing it. Because I'm not going to look dumb at the end of the year like you all. Because I know it's all going to work out. It always does. I've been hyper focused on this for 8 years. I'm telling you, it always works out for Trump. If you go against Trump and run your mouth at your own peril, because you're going to look retarded when he ends up winning in the end, like he always fucking does. How many times we got to see it play out before you just stop? Like you're listening to liberal media. You're still listening to it. You're still listening to them. And they're saying all this stuff. I see what they're saying. Oh, he don't know what he's doing. He don't know. But they're always wrong. They always say shit like that, and they always end up wrong. In hindsight, you look back and you go, what a bunch of retards. Why would it be any different? Why would it go any different this time? The economy's going to collapse, according to them, so it's not. So it's not going to collapse, because they said it is. They're always wrong. This is going to be the time they're right. Yeah, come on. Yesterday, what were they doing? Lying about a suit. Lying about a blue suit. Now they lying about Trump went to sleep. You know how I don't know Trump didn't fall asleep at the fucking thing? Because they've lied about that many times. They have told that lie about Trump so many fucking times. And every time you look into it in the past, it's always bullshit. It would be no different. If Trump blinks, they take a picture and go, oh shit. It's silly. Especially after you voted for Biden and you shield for Biden every 5 seconds. He fall asleep or slur his words. You know what I mean? Shut up. Dumb nerds. And get this part. I don't give a fuck if he actually fell asleep at the funeral. I don't even care. Who gives a shit? Oh, he didn't respect us. Shut up, you fucking dweeb. You don't even like religion. See, these people are all over the place. You shit talk Catholicism all the time. You hate Catholics. Shut up. Shut up, dumb dweebs. Suddenly you want to respect the Pope and blah, 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 blah. Please. I bet you shit talked the Pope for years. Go fuck yourself, dumbass clowns. These people crack me up, man. They'll tell you all day, all these people rape children. All them Catholics rape children. Then if the Pope says something negative about Trump, they're like, see? Even the Pope said it. Well, I thought he was a pedophile. What does it matter? And if they were really all pedophiles, y'all love them because you love pedophiles. Good Lord. So you have no credibility. Ed Krasistan was crying. He typed up a bunch of stuff. Ed Krasistan. He typed all kinds of shit today. Professional typer. What do you do for a living? Well, I get on Twitter and I rage bait. I type really stupid shit into Twitter and I rage bait. And then I get money from monetization. Oh. Well, ain't you something? And if you have a normal job, Ed looks down on you. Because he's like, well, hell, I just get on Twitter and rage bait MAGA people and say retarded shit. And then everyone responds to me and goes, you're a dumb son of a bitch. And I get paid. That's my job. And he thinks you're an idiot because why can't you do that? Where's that pose? He typed a fucking novel up. But guess what? You lie all the time. Why would I believe you? It's been Brian Krasistan. There's 2 Krasistans. It's overkill. And they're both tweeting. They're both tweeting away. Twin liberals. Tweeting away. No, they get paid by the Democrat. 100% the Krasistans get paid. They get a check. They get a check. 100%. Oh, here's Al Gore. Al Gore having a nervous breakdown.
I think you're totally right that he's not Hitler. I've never said he is, but something is different about this administration compared to any other that we have ever had, and our American liberty. Now, I think American democracy is more resilient than a lot of people give us credit for it being, but we are really in danger right now, and we have got to rally the grassroots to take back the destiny of America.
What is the danger? He could not sit down in front of anybody that knows anything and actually explain it. All he would do, if you pressed him on this, if you said, what is the danger? What is this danger? What am I missing? He's going to list off a bunch of shit, and you're going to listen to it, and you're going to go, no, that's bullshit. I know that. I've already looked into all your lies, so they're all bullshit. What is the danger? If the danger is a bunch of shit you made up, then I think we're going to be fine. Nobody cares about cutting the size of government. Conservatives have been saying they're going to do that for decades. Nobody, see, this idea that like The voters don't matter. You want to keep talking about democracy, but when the voters go out and vote for a guy who's saying, "Hey, I'm going to put this guy over here. He's going to go through. He's going to fire motherfuckers. We're firing some of these workers. We're cutting the size of government down. It's out of control." And people vote for that. They say, "Fuck yeah, do that." And then you say we're in danger. Our democracy's in danger because they're laying off workers in the government. Something that democracy voted for. That democracy is the reason you got this, you fucking idiot. I promise you, nobody that voted for Trump is watching this type of shit going, "Oh man, I got played," or whatever. It's a bunch of shit. It's a bunch of bullshit. People know exactly why they voted for Trump, and he's exceeding expectations. People didn't just vote to get prices down and shit. They voted to fuck you up. That's what they voted for. A lot of people voted to put you in your place because you're out of control. You're trying to fucking control everybody. I mean, the shit you did during COVID, people sick of you. People sick of you motherfuckers. Ran that mouth for 4 fucking years. And you've gotten what you fucking deserve. And you can't even have the decency to sit down and hush. You were defeated. You were soundly defeated. And you could have used that to kind of, change a little bit. Say, all right, some of this shit, all right, I'll shut up about some of this shit. But you didn't do that. You doubled down. I want somebody to explain to me how they win the midterms. Nobody can. Just like nobody can explain how Kamala was going to win. None of you can explain anything anymore. You're all emotional. You're all crybaby clowns. With your little 5th grade insults, or you want to talk about things that have nothing to do with the topic because you can't win on the topic. You've been soundly defeated. Al Gore couldn't explain to you the danger. Let's hear it. Explain the danger,
You sound like you're ready to get back on the campaign trail. I haven't seen you in a while. People age at different rates. You aged really well. I don't know how old you are now.
I benefit from low expectations.
The Democratic Party needs somebody who's got nothing to lose. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think there may be a rising demand for another president in his late 70s.
Maybe Al Gore's going to save you. What do you think about Al Gore running? Old Al Gore versus J.D. Vance. Listen, Al Gore, he's going to have a little bit more sense. Al Gore's not going to be up there talking about trannies. He's from the old school. That might be a good bet for you. That's better than AOC. I'm telling you, AOC? Oh, brother. You're getting decimated, you run her. She's a dumbass. Gonna put her up against J.D. Vance. See, Trump's mind fucking him because he's making him think he's going to try to run again. And so it's going to be J.D. Vance coming in there slapping you around. You're going to run a young Vice President J.D. Vance. And you're going to run an old-ass Al Gore. I think Democrats are going to want somebody young. Because I think they're a little traumatized from the Biden shit. I think enough of them have caught on till they got lied to about Biden. And I think a lot of them legitimately got lied to. I think they watch certain media outlets, and that's all they watch. And they listen to certain podcasts. That's it. They don't leave that bubble. And if you was in that bubble, you legitimately didn't see those clips of Biden. And if you did see one, they told you, well, that's a fake. They're using AI. They're doing these deep fakes. They was saying that, and people bought into it until the debate. And then the debate, they were like, "Holy shit!" Because that was real time on every channel. That's no deep fake. No conservative did a deep fake of my live broadcast. This motherfucker's fucked. I think you all underestimate how much of a shock that was to some of these motherfuckers. They really didn't know. They really didn't know. Now I know that's hard for you to accept, but they didn't know. And some of those people voted for Trump just after that because it was like, God damn. I mean, if they're lying to you about that, they're probably lying to you about everything. And they are. Literally about everything. People crack me up. They're like, "Oh, you believe everything Trump said?" What does this have to do with Trump? What does Trump have to do with me looking into your shit and finding out you're lying? God, did he delete that post where he was explaining? He was like breaking it down. He was like, he had all these numbers. He's like, the tariffs are going. Trump says the tariffs will pay to get rid of the income tax, but if you do the math, and it's like, that's great. That's great, Brian, but the problem with that is you're a liar. So why should I trust you? Why should I trust your mathematics, Brian? This is the problem with being a shield. Why should I trust you? You lie about everything. You were lying about the blue suit. If you were lying about the blue suit, you really are a clown. You really are a fucking clown. It just shows that you'll lie about anything. Like you're ridiculous, out of control. You could be talking about the 2-year-old child deported. You could be talking about something that has a little substance. Something that somebody might go, oh, well, that ain't nice. But when you go with the blue suit stuff and you do all that, I'm telling you, a lot of people they just realize you're not serious. You just a hater. Like, god damn, you're a fucking hater. And what a dumb question in the chat. Will John Cena put Randy Orton over? Why would Randy Orton need to be put over by anybody's Randy Orton? You people don't make no sense, bro. Really. Like, I don't understand why you don't understand what wrestling is. I don't get it. It's a story. Listen, think about it. Just stop thinking like putting people over. Stop all that. Just stop all that. Think about wrestling just like you think about like when you watch Breaking Bad or you watch Game of Thrones or some shit like that. The Walking Dead. You're not thinking about, oh, I wonder if they're going to put Rick over. I wonder if they'll let Rick kill a bunch of these motherfuckers, put him over you. It's not how you're thinking. Don't say shit like that. What's an interesting story? That's what you need to be thinking about. John Cena's going to be champion the rest of the year. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because that's a story. That's the story. It's a TV show, guy. Neither guy needs to be put over. It's silly. They're both legends. At this point, they're legends. They don't. One needs to be put over. So you tell the best story, which is what you're supposed to do anyway. It's all fake. It's all fake. UFC is boring. Nobody cares about that. Nobody's talking about the UFC except the UFC fans. And that's fine. It's got a fan base. There's people that watch it, the diehards. But UFC's not mainstream anymore. Nobody's talking about UFC. Nobody cares. They don't have no stars that everybody's talking about. They don't have a big fight. They don't have Conor McGregor. There's no John Jones. They ain't got nothing going on. So you got to have stars. Or you just have the diehards that watch. You're always going to have the fans. You're always going to have fans. This is why the NFL has like Taylor Swift in the crowd because they're trying to get more people to watch. You're going to watch. See, you're crying like a bitch. You're crying like a bitch that Taylor Swift's in the crowd. And they're showing pictures of her. They're showing her celebrate when a dude fucking throws a pass or whatever the fuck he does. But you're all mad about it. You're all been out of shape about having to see her. But you're gonna watch anyway. You're not gonna turn it off because you're into it. You want to know who wins the fucking game. They're not worried about you leaving. You're not going anywhere, you fucking clown. They're trying to attract new viewers, get new people into it. Then maybe they'll become like you. Maybe some of those people will become like you. They'll watch every damn game. They already got your dumb ass. It's like when you see these people, I mean, crying about wrestling. They're crying about. You watch every show. Like I see you. You tweet about. Hey, you're watching NXT, motherfucker. You're watching TNA and shit. You're not this idea that you're gonna stop watching because you got mad about something. Oh, the horror. In every TV show, there's people crying about it. So fucking who cares? Wrestling fans are annoying. They seem to think they're special. You watch a TV show, they feel like they should get to book the shit. They should be in the writer's room. And your ideas are terrible. Nobody horrible ideas. I could write better than you on this. The UFC, they're not doing good. They don't have no stars. Need to make stars, and you can't make stars when they got to work another job. But if you're a nobody, hell, you're lucky to be there. That makes sense. You're lucky to even be here. You work at Arby's and you train on the side. You're lucky to even be here. Getting to fight on the UFC card. Now, if you go out there and knock this fucking guy out, maybe you won't have to work at Arby's anymore. But if you're just a guy that sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, it goes to decision and ain't nothing. I mean, it's a fight, It's better than nothing, but I mean, we don't need this motherfucker. They're gonna pay you some crazy amount. And they're like, well, fighting's dangerous. These people should make a lot of money. Oh, no, 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 no. Well, the ones that are good at it, they do make a lot of money. Why should the ones that suck get a lot of money just because they suck? Maybe if you suck, you shouldn't fight for that. Maybe that's not what you should do for a living because it's dangerous. But if you're really good at it, you're fucking people up and you make millions of dollars, you become a star, maybe the danger was worth it. Maybe the head trauma was worth it in the end. Because you made tens of millions of dollars. But then again, you need some motherfucker. You can't. Not everybody gonna be a star. Not everybody can be a star. You need some motherfucking bums that can get beat up by guys that are gonna be stars, and you're gonna have to pay those guys something for getting beat up. Remember that one dude that fought? Who'd he fight? I think he fought John O'Malley or something. He got the fuck beat out of him. He was some bum that worked at a gas station or something. Literally worked at a gas station. They threw him in there, and he just beat the fuck out of him. But he couldn't knock him out. Like he could not knock this fucking guy out. This guy would not go down, but he got the fuck beat out of him. His face was fucked. I don't remember his name. Sad. He took an ass whooping for nothing. Like you got to give that guy some money. Yeah, he had green hair. Yeah, John. When's he gonna fight? Vacate that title then. See, that's another thing. These motherfuckers don't fight. Like the champions ain't even fighting. You should think maybe the champion fight 3 times a year. I mean, if you think about it, look at other sports. NFL, them motherfuckers play a lot of games. NBA play a lot of games. Uh, a UFC champion gets to fight, just have one fight a year. That's it. That's it. Yeah, they got to get something in that contract. Like you got to fight 3 times a year. You got to fight at least twice. Jesus. Unless the fight's just brutal, just all out brutality, and then we're like, ah, damn, we ain't gonna see that motherfucker for a while. Holy shit! But some of these dudes like knock a guy out and then they're just gone. Like, why can't he fight next week? Just laid this fucking guy out. Why can't he come back next month and fight another guy? He's supposed to be the toughest, baddest motherfuckers on the planet, and they can fight once or twice a year. That's all they got in them. It's just weird. Remember when there used to be tournaments and guys would fight like 3 or 4 guys in a night? Some guy like goes through 4 guys to become the champion. Now that's something to watch because it's impressive. It's like, holy shit, this fucking guy. They need tournaments again. Fucking tournament. And you pay the motherfucker that wins it, give him like 10 million fucking dollars. So hard about it. That would get you into, I mean, that's something to watch. Instead, it's just a bunch of nerds. And all the champions just want to roll around and hug each other now. I know there ain't nobody in UFC knocking anybody out because you'd be hearing about it. There ain't nothing going on. Just a bunch of guys getting put in chokeholds and triangles, leg locks and shit, held against the cage. Ben Askren got laid out. And Logan Paul got him. Who was that? Who's that guy? Oh. I mean, Yemen's them Houthi motherfuckers are getting slapped around. Them Houthis are done. They're done. Good God. You're done.
Oo, gemiyi vuruyorlar.
Trump's had enough.
Oo. They are bombing the bomb. Oo, gemiyi vuruyorlar. Oo. Of, gemiyi vuruyorlar. Allah'ım o ya. Vurmuyorlar.
Houthis. Democrats are upset about the Houthis getting slapped around. Mass casualty event after ferry strikes sandbar in Florida. Oh, goddamn. Imagine that's how you go out on a fucking ferry. You're on a ferry. You're at a sandbar. Going on. What the? Isn't it crazy that you tariff one country and everybody's panicking? They're like, "Oh my god, oh my god, the price of everything is going to go up. Oh my god." Isn't that a problem that we get all our shit from China? To the point where if we like maybe we stop getting some of it, there's a panic. Maybe Trump's got a point and everything should be made in fucking China. What if China just woke up one day and decided, "Hey, we're not sending that shit no more. Fuck you. We're at war with you." No more shit. And get them illegals out of here. No, 150,000 people seems like a lot. Holman looks deranged. Oh God, you hear about this? Remember this?
The American Airlines plane can be seen flying towards the airport before the two collide, causing a mid-air explosion and fall into the river. In the second video, you can see the Army helicopter and American Airlines plane travel toward each other. After the collision and subsequent explosion, the airliner can be seen spinning into the water, and the Black Hawk is also seen falling into the water. The American Airlines plane can be seen flying towards.
So this woman, the pilot told her, the co-pilot, right here. In the final seconds before the crash, its pilot failed to heed a directive from her co-pilot. He told her to go left. He told her he believed that air traffic control wanted them to turn left. And she was like, nah. Nah. Ah! Nah. And slammed right in to that airplane. Killed all those people. And when I saw that today, I wasn't even surprised. That's a typical woman to me. Like that's women. I mean, if somebody asked me to show them a story that described what a woman is, it would be this right here. This is a woman. Every woman I've ever dated, every woman I've ever known acts just like this. You tell them something and they can't listen to. They just do not listen. They do stupid shit that doesn't make any sense. And you know it's not going to work out when they do it. And you tell them, no, that's not going to work. And they don't listen. And this woman, this trained pilot, she's supposed to be a serious woman, said, nah. Co-pilot was like, hey, we need to turn left. Air traffic control said turn left. And she's like, nah, ain't turning fucking left. Slamming right in this motherfucker. Good. I hope one of them was Stern. Stern's going to Seacott. 60 people dead because this woman wouldn't listen. It's insane. It's insane. Typical woman. Typical female moment. Where a man's like, she's like, she's probably a real serious woman, so, good God. Good God, woman! What the hell? Them ratings are high for that news. I'm tuning into that news.
The Gates County Sheriff's Office, North Carolina State Highway Patrol, and the Hertford County Sheriff's Office are all responding. They're asking drivers to avoid Route 13 South and Barfield Road for now. We'll let you know when the road is clear again. The Gates.
Goddamn. What channel's that on? Oh my God, somebody did a prank call. Now they're looking them up, doxing them. Why don't you people get a life? You're a bunch of fags. Artificial colors are out of here. Get them out of here. I bet the shit gonna taste better too. Get it out of here. See, they're so focused on Trump and all this crap. They ain't even got time to worry about RFK too much. So RFK's just over here doing his shit. He's just like, we're banning these dyes. And nobody's got time to react to that. I mean, you're in a constitutional crisis where Trump might send you to CCOT. So while you're shaking like a leaf thinking about going to CCOT, something that's never going to happen, by the way. but you're shaking like a leaf about it. RFK's over here just fucking doing whatever he wants. And God knows what Tulsi Gabbard's doing. Nobody's even paying attention to her. Nobody's got time. Cash Patel's arresting judges. They put their head up for a minute. But they ain't got too much time to worry about that either. Because there'll be a new crisis tomorrow. There'll be a black suit or a red tie or something will be going on. He'll blink his eyes or something and they'll take a picture. The liberal is overwhelmed. The liberal doesn't know what to do. And the problem with crying about everything is people begin to drown you out. People start to say, God, this motherfucker's crying about everything. When they're taking the artificial dyes out, people are crying about that because they're just programmed to cry about this shit. They hate Trump, and RFK's with Trump, so they got to hate anything he does. It's a serious derangement. And so they bitch about taking the dyes out. And then normal people go, what the fuck's the problem with that? And they start to realize that all you do is complain about everything. If it's Trump related, you hate it. So then you can't be taken serious. So anything you say, people just roll their eyes. I'm telling you. Nobody cares about your polls, your approval rating. Nobody cares about any of that. When are you going to wake up and realize none of this shit matters? None of that means anything. Kamala was up 11 points in Iowa, and you said, oh God. And everybody else with a brain said, oh, they're getting real desperate. What the fuck? If all it takes for you to just give up is they put a poll out, then you're weak. You're some weak motherfuckers. No wonder you always lose to Democrats. Because you're too pussified to do what they would do to you. You're too pussified. You won't even do a quarter of what they want to do to you. Throw some balls. My, that's pathetic. They were crying about that stock market. Goes up, goes down. Get a grip. Trump told you, he's like, it's going to go back up. Buy it. And so when it goes up, they're like, oh, Trump's trying to manipulate the stock market. He told the people to buy. And if people made some money, oh, hard. Literally everybody was given the knowledge. Everybody was told, hey, it's about to go back up. And you could have just went, oh, shit. I'm going to trust him and buy it. But you didn't. Because you have derangement. It's not good for you. It's going to be a hot summer. It's going to get hot. They're going to get real violent over the summer. Something about the heat. There's something about the heat that drives up people crazy. And they're already unhinged. So the heat's going to, I'm telling you, I predict the heat sends them over the edge. You've got Kamala Anthony. You got all that bullshit simmering in the background. But I don't know if you're going to be able to get people to riot because a black kid that stabbed a kid at school and killed him goes to prison. I just don't think this is going to be a major defeat for the left. They're not going to get what they want because at the end of the day, like, why do you have a knife at school? That's what anybody's with any sense is thinking. Fuck, would he have a knife at school? It don't even make sense. If he pulled out a gun and shot him, they'd be defending that. Well, he was defending himself. Suddenly, these people care about self-defense. Suddenly, they care. These are not adults. These are children in a school. You fucking nitwit. Like, you people are losers, I'm telling you. The way you think like a fucking dumbass. There's no other way to say it. It shouldn't even have to be explained. The fact that somebody has to explain it to you shows you're stupid. Don't you realize that? Normal people hear about it and they go, God damn, why did he have a knife at school? What the fuck is going on at the school? That they're letting kids have knives and shit. What the hell's happening? Not supposed to be no weapons at the school. Normal people ain't gonna be like, well, it's self-defense. He was defending himself. Like, what? What did the other kid do to him? Was he like punching him endlessly on the ground? Like, what was happening? That he just pulled a knife out, and stabbed him. Supposedly there's a video. Why not just put the video out? Nobody should be carrying knives into school, as we see here. This is why you don't let kids take knives to school. Because kids they don't have their brains aren't even fully developed. They don't, they got no sense. They really think it's some type of self-defense. Well, I pulled my knife out, he grabbed me, and so I just stabbed him. It's like, oh, you can't really. I mean, that's not really a good idea. You're at school. Why do you have a knife? Very strange. I don't think you're going to get the public to get behind this one. Because they don't want their kids getting stabbed in a school. I don't think kids should be coming to school with guns either. I don't think it has anything to do with England. It's a school. I'm telling you what parents want, and parents are the ones that matter when it comes to school. Parents don't want weapons at the school. Parents don't want their child stabbed to death at the school by another student. That's insane. That's insane. And that's not going to fly with parents. Anyone that's got kids, anyone that's got, even if it's like your nieces or whatever it is, they're not going to get behind this guy. They're going to be asking the same question, like, why do you have a knife at school? Like, what the fuck is going on at that school? Kids are getting stabbed. Kids are stabbing each other at the school. Used to be all kids got in a little fist fight at the school. Now, kids are stabbing each other to death at the school. You're not getting the public behind that. You're not getting the majority of the public to go, yeah, that's the kind of world I want to live in, where the kids are killing each other at the school. Let's let this kid off. I mean, this kid's done. I'm going to prison. Unless the video is just insane. Which I feel like we'd see it by now if it was. That video would have to be insane to justify him pulling that knife out and stabbing that kid. It would have to be just wow. What that white kid was doing. And I don't think, he told him he had to leave and he like grabbed his arm or some shit. I don't think that's gonna fly to a jury. And I'm assuming he's getting a jury. That's not gonna fly to a jury. Gonna have to be like, you're gonna have to watch that video and go, oh shit. What choice did he have? Because you're setting a precedent. It's like Stop thinking about this like, oh, it's two guys in a parking lot or some shit. That no, this is kids in a school. It's a totally different thing. This is children, and you're setting the precedent of, well, you can just pull a weapon out and kill that motherfucker if he touches you. And I don't think that's a good thing to tell our kids that that's what you should do. Pull your knife out and stab him in the chest. That's an extreme reaction. Because I don't think this video is that going to be that serious. It's going to come out at some point. It can't be enough to justify stabbing the kid in the chest. But maybe it is. Maybe you'll see it. Say, damn, fuck. It's fucked, but damn, I get it. If not, he's done. He's going to prison for a long time. Like he was in a place he wasn't supposed to be, and he killed somebody. It's just not gonna. I don't think it's gonna work out for him. I don't think he's getting away with it. I got a piss. God, I'm starving. My God. Oh, I'm done. Help me. Help me. Want to hear something funny? You know how you know that Stern is par? Think about it. Stern was in here Friday night. He was in here Saturday night. But he's not here tonight. Why is he not here tonight? Because he got work in the morning, Sunday night. Got to get up and go to work. At that job daddy got him. Time for crying. It was so fucking funny last night. He thought I was going to have a debate with him at 1 o'clock in the morning. I left that motherfucker sitting there, and guess who he got to talk to? Raven. It's so fucking funny. You got to talk to his Raven. He made a new Discord and everything. Got on fucking, and there's Raven. They hate Raven. They can't stand him. Something about him. Something about him drives them crazy. Down on there, just talk to Raven. Got work in the morning. He won't be here tonight. He'll be up early at that office. My God, enough about the Nazis. They talk about more about Nazis than anybody. Chuck Schumer's never going. Oh God, where's that clip of that guy? That gay guy. God, I saw that the other day. It's so fucking pathetic. God, it's gay. Look at this guy.
We journalists are a lot of things. We are competitive and pushy. We are impatient, and sometimes we think we know everything. But we're also human. We miss our families and significant life moments in service to this job. We care deeply about accuracy and take seriously the heavy responsibility of being stewards of the public's trust. What we are not is the opposition. What we are not is the enemy of the people, and what we are not is the enemy of the state.
Oh my God. Look at him. Send that whole fucking room to CCOT. Shave all their heads. Shave that fucking head, put him in CCOT. I will fanboy Trump if he sends them all to CCOT. I will. You won't be here to see it, though. Look at him.
We got some power here. Now, we said we were anchoring ourselves in the moral traditions when we came out here over 10 hours ago. Hakeem and I said this is a bigger moment than politics. This is a moral moment in America, and we were going to sit here for a long time. I didn't know we'd be sitting for 10 hours, but it's 10 hours and we're still going, and we got some great people here. But the moral traditions of we got some power here. Now, we said we were anchoring ourselves.
Oh, my God. What is he doing, man? What is this?
How long ago, my friend?
We didn't know how long we would be out here, and now we have passed our 6th hour with all of you. And we're not going anywhere.
Not going. I'm feeling strong. How are you feeling?
Feeling strong. And so,
how long ago, my friend?
My God. What in the world is this shit?
You know the song from the beginning. I will build this world from love.
Oh, Lord.
Yada da 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 yada da da. And must build this world from love. Yalla-lie, lie, yalla-lie, lie. And if we build this world from love, yalla-lie, lie, yalla-lie, lie, then God will build this world from love. Yalla-lie, lie, yalla-lie, lie. Let's build the country we deserve now. You know the song from the beginning.
What is going on outside the cat? What in the fuck are they doing? These motherfuckers lost their minds. Does Cory Booker ever shut up? This is so funny. I want to hear more. They were out there speaking for 12 hours and there's like 3 clips. Nobody gives you shit. You said nothing of value. Look, they were out there for 14 fucking hours. Look at that.
We are live. And before we actually talk to them, you mind if we have a moment in prayer?
Definitely.
Just a quick moment. Father God, we humble ourselves before you and before all who may watch today. May you use us, as imperfect as we are, to do your will. May our words come with great strength and spirit. May it penetrate hearts and open minds. May it connect with people. And may we be of service at this crisis moment in American history. Lord, please. We know in you all things are possible, and today we humble ourselves in prayer. Amen.
Amen.
So we are here on Sunday morning.
Oh shit, got 208 likes.
My friend, and also
oh wait, there's another
the
post.
minority leader of the House of Representatives, really to have a conversation.
He didn't get 4,000 likes. Stood there for 14 hours.
We understanding, as Faith says, that weeping may endure through the night, but joy cometh in the morning.
Right.
And so, in many ways, this moment in American history right now is anguishing to me, because I'm sure your office is like mine. My office, I keep telling folks that, like, my office, we have tears and circle up and talk about it, because my office starts brokenhearted, but then gets shattered by the end of the week, because coming into our office are people with their American stories.
Yeah.
People who are losing their farm because this administration is clawing back the contracts that they won.
Yeah.
There are people who coming to me that did work overseas, standing on the front lines of infectious diseases, helping people who are suffering, and suddenly their emails have been cut off and their entire programs are shut down. People who are losing their health care. The stories that we have of Americans coming through.
Look at the heroes.
And right now, the truth is, and this is why I feel like we're humbling ourselves this morning, is because we actually don't have the numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to stop this bill.
In the Congress.
In the Congress.
Right, because we got the numbers
Yes.
with the American people.
Yes.
But, you know, we're just short
But
of
you
the
don't,
numbers
you
here
lost.
in the Congress.
What
but, you know, one of the things, you know, Cory, and first of all, that speech that you delivered, you know, on the Senate floor was so powerful for so many different reasons. Of course, you broke Strom Thurmond's record, wiped him from the history books. That in and of itself has such moral power and force to it. He was a segregationist defending, you know, the institutions of Jim Crow oppression. And you were able to take to the Senate floor and speak to the better angels of the American people, all with a recognition, though, this is a tough moment. None of this stuff is normal. Like the assault on the economy, the assault on health care, the assault on Social Security, the assault on veterans, the assault on the American way of life, the assault on democracy and the rule of law. None of this stuff is normal. And, you know, it is going to require resilience amongst us as members in the House, in the Senate, you know, people who are elected officials, civil rights leaders, members of the clergy, faith leaders, but probably above all else, you know, the American people. Which is why we're here on your birthday having a conversation with the American people.
But I wanted you to say, you sort of had that moment of for me, of like, wait a minute, Corey, we don't have the numbers, but we still have the power, and the power relies with the people. And in 2017,
What if I just got up, went to bed, and just left this
when
on?
Donald Trump was threatening to pull health care away from 30 million people with the repeal of the Affordable Care Act, with no
I leave it
plan
on for 15
what to replace
hours.
it with. I will never forget on those steps on the Senate side, sitting with John Lewis on the steps, and we did the same thing. We opened up a live feed, and we invited people to join the conversation. And through that evening, hundreds of people poured onto the Capitol steps to sit at the feet of that man with such moral magnetism and talk to hope, despite the fact that back then they had the numbers. They had the numbers. And it was a period that over weeks, thousands and thousands of people came here to begin to tell their stories. That's why we want you to DM us and tell their stories, because the truth of the American people finally called to the conscience of 3 senators, Murkowski, Collins, and then the famous John McCain with the thumbs down, and saved healthcare, saved the Affordable Care Act. And in many ways, that's the redemptive moment we have to find a way towards now. And in many ways, it's throwing yourself on the faith in the people, in the power of the people. That's what our democracy is in many ways, our founding documents, as imperfect as the founders were, imperfect as the people are, it's a break with the normal course of events and saying we're not putting our faith in the divine right of kings and queens. We're not putting our faith in some theocracy. We're putting our faith in the power of the people.
That's exactly right.
That they can do something.
And at this moment, building upon what you're saying, all we need at this moment are 4 Republicans to do the right thing in the House and 4 in the Senate.
4 and 4.
4 and 4.
Well, we had talked last night that this was not going to be, as you said to me before we came out here, classical music. This is going to be improvisational. It's going to be more like jazz. We don't know what's going to happen when. I thought the first person that was going to come here was going to be one of my prayer partners in the Senate, Angela Alsobrooks, but unbelievably, a man named Chris Coons. And by the way, people are already starting to gather. I see one of my law school classmates, hi Tom, who is incredible.
No light, and they've got their illuminators on, and they can see us and we can't see them. Well, guess what? I walked over with my listeners collectively and pulled the switch and turned the lights on.
The real war's here with the globalists and Soros and Obama and the New World Order and BlackRock. They've declared war on us, and we accept the challenge. We're taking the country back.
Their attacks on Trump, their lawfare, all the criminal activity. How'd that work out for them? They were dumb enough to brag, remember, everywhere. It'll be over for Trump when this mugshot comes out in Georgia. We're finally getting it. Every channel, remember? It's the end, the mugshot, the mugshot, the mugshot. And then Trump nails it with a beyond Clint Eastwood, badass American Eagle gaze of total defiance that everybody looks at and knows deep down that's the alpha male, that's the badass, that's the defiant real person. You can't fake that look. And then when they shot him, you got even more of that look, except the lips pulled down and the teeth bared and the eyes bugging out. Yes, we get to see who's really who at times like this, don't we? And now the bad guys are gonna find out who's really who, aren't you? Because the veneer of civilization is burning off. And all the posers, and all the thugs, and all the bullies who thought they had this country on its knees and cowed are now just beginning to understand that they have awoken the terrible giant. All right, 6 after when we join a bunch of stations. I'm going to plow into all the other news I mentioned that's so important. But let me just say this in closing. Everyone is talking about Trump and Bondi and Kash Patel covering up the Jeffrey Epstein files. They just got them 6 weeks ago. They gave it to the FBI around the country. We've got to see what they do. I don't think they would give those files over if they weren't going to take action. But now you have the death of the most famous Epstein victim, Virginia Giuffre, and the corporate media is spinning it like, oh, she wasn't killed. No one is buying it. This is outrageous. But I will tell you, the big issue here is the 350,000 admitted children that the Border Patrol put on record. They were ordered to disappear and hand to cartels, you name it, in many cases with no ID, to purposely disappear the children. And the fact that 97 days in, we haven't seen big televised arrests and indictments of these children in sex slavery, even though the arrest, a lot of them have been made and have popped up in the arrest record, but we're not seeing it publicized, and we need to know, and we need to see indictments of the NGOs and indictments moving up into the Democratic Party. Though you are seeing judges hiding illegal aliens and gangbangers being arrested, and you are seeing raids on the Democrat Party immigration law firms. So that's what you'd be seeing if big indictments are coming. So we've got to watch.
Here's where all eyes now are on gold and silver. Because gold went over $3,000 an ounce, it's at an all-time high. That's a very strong technical and psychological threshold number, that 3,000. So now that the world is looking at gold, the world is also going to be looking at silver. So even the massive growth that we've already seen, I'm guessing it's just the beginning.
Gut level, where do you think gold is in a month?
3,100 in a month, like in the next 3 to 4 weeks. And then I think it gets to 3,200 by the beginning of the summer. And we could literally see 4,000 as momentum starts to gather and as the eyes of the world get on it. And then silver, probably 50 to 75.
People need to call you, do a free consultation, leave your name and number, 720-605-3900, kepm.com/gold. Do the form, they'll call you back, they'll do a free consultation, they can roll over your IRAs, 401ks. Do it now, folks. Dr. Kirk Elliott, thank you so much.
My pleasure. See ya.
It's good to be right, isn't it? Wow.
Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide. It's Alex Jones.
It is Sunday, April 27th, 2025. I'm coming to you from the embattled, fabled, legendary InfoWars studios in Austin, Texas, transmitting worldwide. All right, so Trump is absolutely on target when it comes to demanding criminal investigations by the Justice Department and the FBI of Joe Biden, the puppet president, and the auto pen signing that they admit 99+% of the executive orders, the bills, everything he signed was done by an auto pen, and they have confirmed and looked at the dates and times, a lot of them in the middle of the night, a lot of them when he was on a foreign trip, a lot of them when he was asleep at the beach, and Biden's on record saying he didn't know about a lot of this stuff, like the liquid natural gas ban, and when the Speaker of the House finally told him months into it, he reversed it. That's why they wanted somebody who had serious dementia and cognitive decline in there so that he would know what he was doing. He would know what was going on. And then as all this corruption came out later and the hundreds of billions stolen from the EPA funds and the rest of it and USAID, that everybody could just have plausible deniability. Now, on the main front of cutting off the money with Doge and with the Trump administration, they've done an excellent job. That's why Trump today, in an X post and a Truth Social post, put the two things together. Act Blue, the next big target. And in the same post, he talked about Biden and the auto pen and Biden being illegitimate. Because under the law, it's been proven that almost all of this he didn't know he signed, it's not lawful if the, quote, elected person, which he really wasn't, but you can debate that if you're not informed, doesn't matter. Okay, let's say he got elected. Let's say he's the president. If he didn't actually sign it and didn't give the authority to it that was vested in him being elected by the electorate as our chief executive, it is null and void. So Trump rightly combines the two in the same post. He says, hopefully, Act Blue, the Democrats' illegal scam used to raise money, including from not allowed foreign contributions, is being looked at by authorities. That's Trump kicking the FBI. Well, they're all busy doing the Epstein investigation. The Dems only know how to win by cheating. That's true. Something which they do better than any group or party in history. But now, with their terrible policies and candidates and the people like crooked Adam Schiff, who demanded a full pardon from Sleepy Joe, leading the way, it is almost impossible to reach their money goals. The USA is wise to these scoundrels and crooks. Also, why did the auto pin give Schiff a pardon? Biden knew nothing about it. Who operated the auto pin? That is the biggest question being asked in D.C. They almost destroyed our country. They should all be in jail. Absolutely. And for those that don't know, there have been hundreds of investigations where they go, okay, this 76-year-old woman has given $87,000 in the last 5 years to Act Blue. Let's go knock on her door. They show up. You've seen the videos. It's a tiny apartment, a trailer park. Old man, old lady, almost always really old because the scammers know, they'll test with the Social Security numbers they already have, the Democrats have, the credit card numbers, all of it, their identities. They don't donate with their credit card number, but they donate in their name, that they'll never know what happened because they're not technical. They're not internet savvy. And so they knock on the door. Hey, hi, is your name this? Yes. So have you ever given to Act Blue? What's that? Are you a Democrat donor? No. What do you mean? Well, it says here you gave $87,000 the last 4 or 5 years. They look at it, they say, I'm on Social Security, $20-something thousand a year. What are you talking about? I live in a trailer. I don't even have a car. And they're like, so you didn't give $80-something thousand? What? And hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos like this all over the country. And then it's not even denied that Act Blue, the majority of the donations come from overseas in somebody else's name who's an American citizen. And then they'll give above the federal limits in their names, so they're committing crimes in somebody else's name. They're using them as cutouts. So yeah, Act Blue is one of the biggest examples, but there's so many. It's just dizzying to see this type of behavior, but that's what they've done. Of course they've been stealing elections. They're human trafficking children across the border, for heaven's sakes, for sex slavery. Of course the Democrats really aren't popular in the areas they control. But the reason they can never be thrown out is because of the fraud, and that's why Trump has his election commission. And that's why he wants ID to vote. Where did Kamala win? The states that don't have voter ID. Where did she lose? Everywhere else there are. And so when Trump makes the point here, not just spotlighting the fraud, but saying, we're on to them. Their money's being cut off. They're not reaching their goals. That's why the Democrats are bringing in the lowest amount of money in modern history. They have flatlined because the big money knows they're done and they're game over, like Bill Maher said a month ago. And now the Act Blues and other groups can't engage in the open frauds under investigation. And so we are seeing the death of Democrats. That's why they're so desperate. But meanwhile, a few days ago, judge halts parts of Trump's overhaul of U.S. elections, including proof of citizenship requirement. Well, what it says is you've got to have on your ID, you've got to have an ID. And they've got to be able to check that it's a U.S. citizen. But nope, they don't want that because they want the control. They want the fraud to continue. But the good news is it's forced out in the open now, and they were involved in a 90-10 issue. It's not 80-20. Everybody says 80-20, 80-20. Why are Democrats all on the 20 side of an 80-20 issue? It's not 80-20. You think not deporting MS-13 illegal alien and TDA gang members is an 80-20 issue? It's a 95-5 issue. So again, they're done unless they can stage giant false flags and get a civil war going, which is why that's the official plan of the Democratic Party and John Podesta. And then I asked the question, how are there New York Times war game articles with John Podesta saying we're going to cause a racial uprising and burn the country down and call it a civil war and have all these blue states secede, and then you got ongoing Pentagon attempted coups going on, and nobody's being indicted? So yeah, I'm very, 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 very happy at many levels. Over Trump cutting money off to the bad guys, he gets an A. Not an A+, but an A. On shutting down the border, A+. On standing up for our trade deals, A+. On RFK Jr., moving against the poison shots, the poisons, the food, and the water, A+. But I do ask the experts we have on, why are we not seeing indictments over the coup d'etat plans? Why are we not seeing court-martialing of the generals that were part of the meetings? Why are we not, I mean, where are the Act Blue indictments? You know why they indicted the judge in New Mexico and the judge in Wisconsin? Because it was cut and dry. It wasn't one TDA gangbanger illegal alien at his house. It was a whole bunch of them. Training with guns and obviously involved in a bunch of really bad stuff. The judge up in Wisconsin, they come. The guy's already been deported before. He's got a huge rap sheet. He's in court for beating up his wife. She flips out, says, get out of here to the feds. Says, go to the duty judge, get authorization, which they don't have to have. She runs with the guy through the passageways, the back entrance, and they catch him. Obstruction of justice, open and shut. Okay. It's open and shut on steroids. When you look at the numbers from Act Blue raising tens of billions of dollars a year, and over 60% of it is from credit cards of foreigners through American citizens' identities that have been grabbed. And I understand in a racketeering investigation, you want to get all the proof, everything to go all the way up the chain. Great. Start indicting all the executives for wire fraud. You got them on that. They'll sing like canaries. No more waiting. I want Act Blue. So people want to bitch and say, oh, we don't have an Epstein indictment yet, or we haven't had it. They just got the stuff 5-6 weeks ago. They didn't have it till then. They raided the FBI offices. The FBI raided the FBI to get that. They got some time on the clock there. Not much. But if you know how this stuff works, it takes time. But there's not time. But it's just like the judges they just arrested. It's open and shut with this damn Act Blue. Now, I know they want to get the kingpins, the Democrats, and the Soros groups, and this Democrat head people that we've now proven with whistleblowers we've had on lawyers that got the databases of the Social Security numbers to do it. And I understand it's a big elaborate thing, and they want to get the whole thing. America wants to see indictments right now, and more importantly, that will scare all the minions of the system to know that justice is coming. And when you bust the executives that are bare minimum laundering money and lying about it and caught allowing foreign money to come in attached to citizens' names, you've got them, then they're all going to sing like canaries. So if we don't start seeing indictments of the Act Blue people like Trump, you see what Trump is bitching about Act Blue constantly. Why are they not being arrested? Why are they not being indicted? That's Trump putting pressure on his own FBI. And that's what I'm doing right here. Now, I don't know all the answers of why this is happening, but I can definitely give you some good speculation. I think you probably are doing the same thing. I'm going to tell you what you already are thinking. There are a bunch of Republicans involved too. Not the majority, just like we found with Doge. 93% of the U.S. aid money was going to Democrats, but there's a 7%. It's all, I had said before that came out, about 10% of the corruption is Republicans. I mean, I've been doing this a long time. It's the same pattern. The Republicans are the junior league, and most of them aren't corrupt. It's the key leadership that's the Mitch McConnells, the Lindsey Grahams, they're on the payroll. And they've been caught. They're Chinese agents. And you saw the bag lady was Mitch McConnell's sister, definite Chi-Com agent. Well, she got driven into a lake outside Austin 6 months ago because she was under criminal investigation. So there's major internal pressure going on because I guarantee you this. They had a big Canadian National Post article like 15, 16 years ago with a big professor. And he said, look, we know 9/11 is an inside job, but we know it was staged by Western intelligence. But if that comes out, it's going to discredit government and the system in general, so that's why we cover it up. They actually wrote a big front page article admitting it. And it's the same thing here. Not Trump, but the bureaucracy is like, look, if you think our agencies are going to get abolished already, if it comes out where we actually ran the human trafficking, which we already know, and if it comes out that a bunch of Republicans were involved in all this too, why, it's too much. Well, let me give them a little newsflash. And see, they're involved. This is coming out, sweethearts, whether you like it or not. And America and the rest of the world isn't putting up with this anymore. So you're in the age of the lights being turned on, like at 2 a.m. at the bar where they turn them on and say it's time to go. It's over. So you can try to prolong this all you want and hope some new horrible event, a new virus you release or a new war you stage is going to get you out of this. Nobody's buying any of that stuff. You try a new lockdown, blows up in your face 10 times worse than COVID. You start a new war, best you can do is get us all killed. There's no moves left for the establishment because people aren't naive anymore on average. And that's why I harp on this and harp on this and harp on this. It's not just for our regular audience, but for people in the establishment, corporations, government, academia, the churches, the ecclesiastical system. You are riding a tiger here. You got a tiger by its tail. And if you think things are bad now for corruption, you have seen nothing. And look, the fact that they just try to hang on and squeeze harder and create crises is just going to make it worse for them. So I had Kathy O'Brien on, one of the most famous or the most famous MK Ultra on record sex slave, torture, rape slave, mind control slaves. And I said, hey, what is your review of Trump and what he's getting done and what all of us are getting done? She said, I know how long it takes for all of this, and I know how much corruption there is, how deep it is. She said, she was on just a few days ago. She said, I'm blown away. I'm extremely pleased. And for everybody that just expects instant stuff, we've had more success in the last couple of years than we had in the 30 years before. And that's all I'm trying to say to people is, don't not push for more action. Don't not hold Trump's people feet to the fire. Absolutely. But at the same time, don't get demoralized that you're not seeing all this instant, immediate, perfect action you want when the bad guys have had years to try to cover up their tracks, especially with Epstein. That's why I want to see that all come out. But in many levels, it's a dead trail. But with the current children in mass, in captivity, begging for help every night, being raped, that is absolutely there, confirmed. They need to be saved. It's the right thing to do. God's watching, and it will bring down Mayorkas and the Democrats and the NGOs and the neocons and the pedophile rings. Because let me tell you, it ain't been Jeffrey Epstein for a long time supplying kids, and he was just one operator to high-level clients. Jeffrey Epstein and everything he did, overhead shot, is, you had to liken it in this to Dead Reckoning. Jeffrey Epstein's like a tiny, I don't know why that camera won't focus. Jeffrey Epstein is like a tiny little dot. And all the other evil is like 100 big dots that big. I mean, it's not even comparable. And this is where you get them. This is where the real stuff's going on. This is where the little kids are. All right? This is the ongoing current stuff. And I'm telling you, what the government's finding, what we already know that we've discovered is so horrible that they're saying, how in the hell do we reveal this? Well, guess what? It's already been revealed. The public already knows what's going on. So you're not putting the genie back in the bottle. So I would advise the good, the bad, the ugly, the satanic and the good, everybody in the system to understand that you're not going to stop all this coming out. It's already unstoppable. The dam is broken. You're defeated. It's over. And a lot of you that went along with this weren't directly involved, but you went along through cowardice. There's still time for you to reprove yourself by going public. And look, it's really going to be whistleblowers like Kathy O'Brien and Virginia Giuffre, who they killed, not to cover up what she was going to release. She already released it all to intimidate everybody else. So she's a hero. She's a warrior. She's a soldier for the children that are in bondage right now. So, what are you doing out there, listeners? I'm not bitching, I'm saying you may be doing a lot. What are you doing to go out and expose this? What are you doing to support those that expose it? Because I can tell you, when I talk to high-level people in the Trump administration, they say, listen, we are overwhelmed, we are overrun. We need the citizens to back us and do their own investigations and do more of what you do and what James O'Keefe does and everybody else. James O'Keefe, myself, my crew, we could 24/7 show you kidnapped kids. How many times do you go to the border, you step out of your car, and there's kidnapped kids being loaded in vans and trucks everywhere? Until 90-something days ago, I've talked to reporters that have been down there. They say they have to search for days to find somebody smuggling kids. That's still too much. You pull up in Southern California on the border or Southern Texas on the border before, and it looked like an anthill. Buses here, cars there, kids going here, there. You've seen the footage. I mean, you're like, what the hell's going on here? Kids unaccompanied being loaded in vans, loaded in hatchbacks, loaded on buses, kids with parents or people that might be coming off buses. Yeah, I mean, it is dizzying to realize the scale of this. And we've been down there dozens of times, and every time it is nauseating. You can go out at midnight, and it's everywhere. You can go out at 7 a.m., it's everywhere. It's like you're in an international airport, and there's just zip, 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 zip. And then like a couple hours goes by, and suddenly there's no cars, no buses. You're like, wow, this is great. And then all of a sudden, here comes 5 more buses, here comes 3 more vans, here comes 10 more taxis. And they start, and you're just like, and you see these men piling little kids in the back of, and you want to go kick their ass, but you'll go to jail if you do. And then you go back to your hotel room, and you stumble around, and you look in the mirror, and you go eat dinner, and you feel guilty. You're not out there doing it more, but you already worked 15 hours, and then you have nightmares. Because the PTSD, and I'm not a victim. I don't sit there and just bitch. I'm telling you, it has taken years off my life going down there and seeing this. So can you, because I mean, not beating the living hell out of these people is all I could do. I wanted to break, I literally was, I mean, and because that's your natural instinct, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what the FBI has to deal with. That's what the Border Patrol has to deal with, the good ones. And you know a whole bunch of the people that are in there, because they love it, are into it. I'm not saying a majority, but there's a big slice now, because of the corruption and the Border Patrol, that are pedophiles. There's a big slice everywhere. All right, I'm done talking about this. It's just, everybody wants just quick sound bites, and where's the documents, and where's the, all this crap. Well, I'm going to tell everybody out there that says I can do a better job or Pam Bondi can do a better job.